Alright guys, just a quick video today about the upcoming rebalancing patch tomorrow, mainly for the Water Team and Frieren, including Fern too, but I'll hold off on Fern since we haven't really been able to test her properly yet, so we don't have an idea how she performs right now. So this is going to be focused purely on the water element, my expectations, and some suggestions as well on what could make this team a bit more, I would say, rewarding to play. And before we begin, just a quick reminder to support in the SLA Content Creator Program. Thank you so much to all your support, especially the top 10 supporters. Really appreciate it. And with that, let's begin. So let's start with Water Cha. First off, I think the ultimate damage base multiplier needs an increase because right now, it's honestly better not to use her ultimate in teamfight mode, especially because most of the time it just messes up her rotation. And increasing the base multiplier would at least make the payoff worth it, or at least acceptable, and would finally make sense for her to synergize with Frieren, who gives a 30% ultimate skill damage buff via her weapon. The problem right now is that both water DPS units we have can't really take advantage of that buff. Water Cha's ultimate is not too strong, and Chuhua's weapon already has way too much ultimate damage percent, so there's no synergy whatsoever. So yeah, either buff the base multiplier or improve the teamfight AI so that she wouldn't just throw her ultimate randomly mid-rotation because that messes up her damage output. And outside of that, I think Water Cha is in a pretty good spot. Her personal damage is fine considering that she's been out for a few months now. Maybe she just needs a stronger supporting cast because, as I said before, Maylin is not really optimal for her kit because she has hundreds and hundreds of defense percent from her weapon. And with the recent tests we did, in case you haven't watched the 2 Frieren test videos yet, we've already established that Maylin and Frieren are just almost the same as a support to the Water Team in terms of damage output. Now for Saurin, she's also getting a buff. I think for her ultimate also needs fixing. It's honestly just a time waster right now. I think every unit should have an ultimate that feels worth using, and hers is really one of the ultimates that are not really that good, even though one of her specialties in her kit is actually resetting the skill cooldown, including getting the full power gauge back after the break. So increasing the percentage or payoff in whatever way possible would be a fair rebalance for her. I think her overall base damage is okay for a breaker. Her break speed is also okay, but if the devs want to help water teams overall, I think it's time to increase her debuff value to maybe 3% per stack for a total of 30%. Also, her MP recovery could use a boost, maybe at least 2.5% every 5 seconds, because right now her MP consumption is absurd for absolutely no reason. Skill 1, 396 MP, skill 2, 528 MP. And I've mentioned this before in my Saurin review, this is just so unnecessary, I think. So yeah, either lower those MP costs or give her better regen, because getting more regen will also help Water Cha, so that will be pretty nice for her. Now let's talk about Frieren. Like I said, I've already posted 2 videos about her, one full breakdown and one comparing her in depth with Maylin in the workshop. There are a few things I think and I'm hoping for to be addressed here. Firstly, her ultimate cooldown. Her heal and shield are both blocked behind her ultimate because that's the only way that you can activate the defense magic again, which is not ideal for a support, I believe. It might be better if they also add an ultimate skill cooldown reduction to her weapon passive so that she can reliably cast it every rotation. Second, I think they really need to remove that mana power control gimmick. This is so stupid because using her ultimate removes the buff and costs her 80% defense worth of damage. It ends up lowering her damage, especially when she's already hitting high crit rate percent in many situations. So the trade-off, 80% defense for a good maybe 10%, 20% crit rate, I don't think that's worth it. And removing that condition and improving her ultimate cooldown, I think is a fair buff to improve her damage. I would really love to see Frieren dealing as much damage as Jinwoo's sister, or at least just close enough is gonna be fine. So one possible reason they might not change the ultimate is that the defense magic already has high amount of shield, 30% of the shield. What I don't know for sure is if the shield will be applied before removing the mana power control, because if they remove the mana power control first, then we're losing a lot of defensive shields, right? I guess it's fine even if they don't change the ultimate cooldown, or just improve the damage some other way with just increasing the multipliers or something. I just feel like it's smoother if we can always use the ultimate with every rotation that we do with the water team. But that might be too much because Frieren also can reduce the defense, but the problem really right now is that this defense decrease does not have much like broken use case as compared to before, wherein the defense decrease stacking is something that has been the meta, but right now we can only take advantage of this in team fight with the Ant Queen. Anyway, if they still want to push her a bit more, they can tweak her passives too. A2 maybe 9% to 15% would be fair, since Water Cha already has insane defense scaling anyway, and that wouldn't really lead to something broken. And A4 could go from 20% to 30%, because right now crit damage percent is so inflated in many situations that this 20% ends up not giving much at all. So these improvements I think can make her more fitting for a universal support role that can also deal a good amount of damage. So yeah, those are my thoughts and what I hope the rebalancing patch improves for the water team. I really hope that they would improve Frieren significantly, because I personally would want to be able to play her for a good few months and not just a Shuhua kind of collab character, which we rarely use right now. But yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see. For you guys, what do you guys think? What improvements or changes would you want to see for the water team or for the Frieren collab units in general? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.